Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today we're diving deep into some seriously strange territory alien legends. We're talking about the most famous, most baffling, most what the hell was that? Stories of extraterrestrial encounters from around the globe. We've got crashed spaceships, mysterious lights in the sky, and even tales of abduction. Now, I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens, right? So, buckle up, grab your tinfoil hats because we're about to launch into the top 10 alien legends of all time. Alright, let's kick things off with the granddaddy of them all, the Roswell incident. 1947 Roswell, New Mexico. A rancher finds some weird debris in his field and the military swoops in faster than you can say Area 51. At first they say it's a weather balloon. Weather balloon my ass! This thing had weird symbols on it, metallic material no one had ever seen. Come on, they're hiding something. And that's where things get really interesting. People started seeing strange lights and there were even rumors of recovered bodies, alien bodies. The government, of course, denies everything. They claim it was a top-secret surveillance project. But come on, you can't just drop a story like that and expect everyone to buy it.
The Roswell Daily Record even reported on the debris field and the so-called alien autopsy. It's one of those incidents that just won't die, no matter how much the government tries to explain it away as a weather balloon.
Next up, we're heading to the desert for the Phoenix Lights. Picture this. March 13th, 1997, thousands of people across Arizona see a massive V-shaped object hovering in the sky. I'm talking huge, like a mile wide. And it wasn't just some quick blip on the radar. This thing hung out for hours, freaking everyone out.
Witnesses said the lights were like nothing they'd ever seen before. Some described it as a silent, gliding aircraft. Others said it was more like a celestial object, emitting an eerie glow. Now, the official explanation? A bunch of flares dropped by the military. I mean, come on! Thousands of people saw this thing and you're telling me it was just flares?
From the US, we're jetting over to the UK for the Rendlesham Forest incident. This one's wild, man. December 1980, US Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Woodbridge see strange lights in the forest. They go to investigate, thinking it's maybe a downed aircraft, but what they find is no airplane.
Witnesses described a metallic triangular object with pulsating lights. They even got close enough to touch it, man. The next day they find weird markings on the ground where the object landed. This wasn't some drunken escapade. These were trained military personnel, and they were freaking out. The official explanation? A lighthouse, a freaking lighthouse. You can't make this stuff up.
Chapter 4. The Hills Abducted and Examined. Hold on to your hats, folks, because things are about to get really weird with the Betty and Barney Hill abduction.
1961, New Hampshire. Betty and Barney Hill are driving home when they see a strange light in the sky. They stop to get a closer look, and bam, they lose 2 hours of time.
Now, this is where it gets crazy. Under hypnosis, they both describe being taken aboard a spacecraft and subjected to medical examinations by strange beings. I mean, it's one thing to see a UFO, but to be abducted, probed, it's the stuff of nightmares, man.
The Hills story is one of the first widely publicized alien abduction stories, and it helped fuel the public fascination with this phenomenon.
Chapter 5. Travis Walton, abducted by a beam of light. Okay, this next one is straight out of a sci-fi movie. It's the Travis Walton abduction.
1975, Arizona. A group of loggers are driving home when they see a bright light in the forest. One of the loggers, Travis Walton, gets out to investigate and is suddenly hit by a beam of light. His friends freak out and drive off, only to return later to find Travis gone. He's missing for 5 days.
When he finally returns, he claims he was abducted by aliens. I mean, what else are you gonna think, right? Walton's story is one of the most well-documented abduction cases out there. He passed lie detector tests and even wrote a book about his experience. Chapter 6. The Battle of Los Angeles. Was it the Japanese or something else? Let's rewind the clock to 1942 for the Battle of Los Angeles. World War II is raging and tensions are high.
One night, the air raid sirens blare across Los Angeles. People look up and see something in the sky. Searchlights focus on a large, unidentified object and the military goes nuts, firing over 1,400 rounds of anti-aircraft ammunition.
What was it? The government initially claimed it was a Japanese attack but later changed their story, saying it was probably a weather balloon. A weather balloon that they felt the need to fire over 1,000 rounds at? I don't think so. Now let's head over to Russia for the Voronezh UFO incident.
1989, a group of kids are playing in a park when they see a glowing red object land nearby.
But it gets weirder.
They claim that the hatch opened and 3 humanoid figures emerged.
These beings were tall and slender with large heads and glowing eyes.
The kids said one of the beings even communicated with them telepathically.
Now I know what you're thinking, kids and their imaginations, right?
But here's the thing, there were multiple witnesses, including adults, who reported seeing the UFO and the strange beings.
Chapter 8, The Flatwoods Monster, Terror in the Trees. Let's take a trip to West Virginia for the Flatwoods Monster. This one's creepy, man.
1952, a group of kids see a pulsating red object streak across the sky and crash into a nearby field. They go to investigate, and that's when they encounter it. A 10-foot-tall figure with a blood-red face and glowing eyes. It sounds like something straight out of a horror movie. The witnesses said the creature emitted a hissing sound and seemed to glide towards them, as if it were weightless.
The Flatwoods Monster is one of the most iconic creatures in UFO lore, and it's spawned countless stories, books, and even a few movies. Chapter 9, The Pascagoula Abduction, Whispers from the Bayou. Hold on tight because we're heading to Mississippi for the Pascagoula Abduction. This one's got it all, aliens, abductions, and a whole lot of mystery.
1973, 2 shipyard workers, Charles Hickson and Calvin Parker, are fishing on the Pascagoula River when they see a blue light and hear a buzzing sound. Suddenly, they're surrounded by strange creatures with claw-like hands. They're paralyzed and levitated onto a spacecraft where they're subjected to a bizarre medical examination. Hickson and Parker were so shaken by the experience that they went straight to the police. Their story made national headlines, and they even took a lie detector test, which they passed.
Chapter 10, The Kelly-Hopkinsville Encounter, Attacked by Little Green Men. Alright, we're wrapping up our countdown with the Kelly-Hopkinsville Encounter. This one's a real head-scratcher.
1955, Kentucky. A family claims that their farmhouse was besieged by small, goblin-like creatures with large heads and glowing eyes. I'm talking about a full-on assault, man. The family said the creatures were trying to break in, and they fought back with guns and axes for hours. When the police arrived, they found bullet holes in the house and evidence of a struggle. The family was clearly terrified. What did they see that night? Was it a real alien encounter or something else entirely? The Kelly-Hopkinsville encounter remains one of the most baffling UFO cases in history.
So there you have it, folks. The top 10 alien legends from around the world. We've covered everything from crashed spaceships to abductions to encounters with bizarre creatures. Are any of these stories true? Who knows, but they sure make you think, don't they? The universe is a vast and mysterious place, and I think it's pretty arrogant to assume that we're the only intelligent life out there. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and keep those tinfoil hats handy. And before you go, did you know about the mysterious WOW signal detected by astronomer Jerry R. Amon in 1977? It's one of the strongest candidates for an alien radio transmission ever recorded. Spooky, right?